I cordially welcome all of you to the pre-workshop of the International Conference on Living Values Education 2024, focusing on the importance of living values for professional development, organized by the VOW Society of the University of Sri Jayewardenepura. The values of the VOW Society aim to cultivate intrinsic values, mental health, and professionalism among undergraduates preparing for the world of work. Living values education serves as guiding principles for career development. The theme of the Second International Conference on Living Values Education 2024 is to highlight the significance of integrating values into professional development. I hope that all of you now have a brief idea about the VOW Society and the International Conference on Living Values Education 2024. Let me now invite Director of Career Guidance Unit, Professor Sudat Manjula Amarasena, to welcome everyone who has joined today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening to all of you. I would like to welcome all of you to the Living Value Education, the second international conference organized by the Value of the VOW Society, University of Sri Jayewardenepura of the VOW Society, Career Guidance Unit of the University of Sri Jayewardenepura. First of all, I would like to welcome today the guest speaker, Mr. Thirumayuran, Director, Country Representative, VOW International Association for the Living Values Education International. I know that he's doing the excellent job to enhance our student skills and their capabilities. Then first, I would like to warmly welcome Thirumayuran to this event. And also, I would like to welcome Career Counselor, Ms. Niroshani, and also all the staff members of the Career Guidance Unit. And I would like to warmly welcome all the participants who are joining this event, and also the VOW Society executive member student to this event. Today is really important day. Today is actually fourth pre-conference seminar. We are going to offer to that all the participants the high quality values program to enhance our society, the values. Without taking much time, then I like to thanks all of you, the organizing committee. And again, I would like to welcome all of you to this event. Thank you very much. Over to our
Thank you, sir. Without further ado, let's welcome our valuable resource person of the fourth pre-workshop of ICLVE 24 on the Living Values Education Approach for Positive Impact, Mr. T. Thirumayuran, Director, Country Representative of Association for Living Values Education International, conduct the workshop.
Thank you very much. Just want to confirm, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, first of all, inviting for this event, and then thank you very much for the VOW Society, Professor Sudat Amarasena and Sasika Niroshani, and the VOW Society members here and all the participants. I just wanted to have my slide. Can I share or?
Yes, Myron, you can share.
All right.
And please switch off your video so that it will be clear, I guess.
Yeah. Is it available in the state?
No, no.
Not yet.
Miss Niroshani, better to give that co-host.
I have
Yeah,
I have sent the also I have sent the file to Hiroshima, so
okay, much better.
Yeah, I will share.
okay, thank you. So welcome everyone to the world of living values education, and I just wanted to introduce myself also, like how I get connected with this living values education. Uh, I'm also a founder of an organization, national NGO called Center for Children's Happiness, CCH Sri Lanka. And the word happiness is one of the key value in this living values education. So that's why I got connected association since 2014. And from 2012, 22 onwards, I am functioning as country representative and director of Allied International. So in that connection, I just wanted to connect living values education because this is a kind of uh, a key initiative and a connector, I could say that with VOW Society and the living value education identified as a common resource to make an impact in our country, especially among the children and youth. And next slide, please. So here we have this the platform where everyone can have this to get the resources and the materials for further uh, reference, and where we have uploaded the materials to share the knowledge on this living values education. So this is the key information that I wanted to share before I start my session today. So the living values education, what is, because this is how it is connected today with everyone who are connected. Can I go to the next slide? So the connectors of the day today, mainly every one of us have our challenges, and every one of us have our goal. So in our life, uh, So as a person who really wanted to improve my goal in the life as well as in the career, we need something, how can I make my path? How can I make myself to go to the next level, and what really can support us, to go to the reach the goal? And that is one thing. And then the challenges, which we have, like in front of us at a various level, like at personal level and at the family level, and then at the society level, and in the world, we have many challenges today. So connecting, starting from the global level, we have a key challenge that we all are facing now, like climate change, and then we have an issue with peace and conflict, and we have kind of a broader, bigger challenges that we all are facing, like poverty and all, right? So immediately, I just connect the challenges to the personal level. Every one of us, we have our personal challenges in order to ensure our well-being, in order to ensure our wealth, in order to ensure our health, and then in order to ensure the relationship that everyone have, and then in order to have a kind of an emotional balance. So these emotions and the relationship always become a challenge in the present society, and we are still trying, the various possibilities, and we are also trying we are taking much effort, to overcome the challenges at personal level. And we believe to achieve the goal at next level, we may have our goal in our career, like, to achieve this in next 2 years and 5 years time. And then we wanted to have a kind of a dream job. We want to have our a career in an expected level, and then we wanted to complete our education, and we have various goals, to ensure a better living and then a better career. So better living and better career directly connected with our emotions and the relationship. How better we manage our emotions and how better we manage our relationship matters in order to achieve our goal. Okay. And then the challenges, to defeat the challenges and to overcome the challenges, also it's up to us how we manage our emotions and relationships. And we expect our education, because we are in a society, we are like, we were introduced in the school system uh, to commence our education. We commenced our education from the preschool itself, but we started our learning even before that. From the day one, we started to learn, and our learning process enabled us, uh, to develop our resilience, to develop our potential to overcome the challenges, and to reach our goal step by step. So this is what happening. So we expect an education which we starts from the preschool, and then later primary school and secondary school, and now at the university. And later we have many possibilities, to continue our education. We expect this education should give opportunities and resources uh, to reach our goal and to achieve our targets, and then to defeat our challenges. So this is what we really expected from the education. But what is really happening? I would like to go to the next slide, and then what is really happening? Education, the present, in the present world, education become a divider, because the education uh, uh, disconnect us from relationship. Education, create more competitions, then it create bad experiences among us, and sometimes it also creates negative impact. Even though we achieved like our qualifications, we have our certifications, we have our uh, knowledge, we have our skills, but with that, we could not able to have a successful life, and we could not achieve our career goal, and this is not enough. So just take what kind of a balloon. Just imagine how that balloon can go up. So how we can able to send that balloon high, and it is not possible. We know it is not possible with the normal air. Like the air cannot go up, and we need something special. We need to fill uh, special air. Then it is possible, to have this balloon to go up. And like that, how as persons in the society we have our targets in the high, and we have our goal above us, and then we have to reach. We have to go and reach to that. And what inputs can help us, support us to reach that high and to achieve this goal? This is a biggest question in front of us, and then we have to see how can able to make this possible. So here, I just wanted to connect living values education, like connecting the purpose of education, ensuring the purpose of education. So uh, that is the connector. How education connecting with living values education. So the purpose of education, we all know that the right to education, according to this Child Rights Convention, we have 42 rights in the CRC, uh, published by this UNICEF. And the goal, the article number 28 and 29 speaks about the right to education, and it clearly says the purpose of education must enable the person and create the potential to manage their challenges, and to manage uh, them, to uh, have the personality to achieve their living goals and then the goal in the career. It's not about like learning the subjects and having the knowledge, but kind of a whole, it must help and support to have the holistic development, and to have the personality and potential in them, to go to the to achieve their career and living. So the living value education, I just wanted to share the purpose, and then how it is connected with education. The report shared by UNESCO for the International Commission on Education for the 21st century, and it's a team of 15 educators. Uh, they, they have published, and they have pointed out the means of education. So it's all about learning to do. So we expect education to deliver things, to do, and then we also learning to know, and we wanted to learn like to be with how we should live and all, and then most importantly, learning to live together. So this is something we found missing in the world, and education really enabled us in so many ways, and enabled us with materialized outcome, but it is failing, to develop a potential to live together. So this is where the living value education connected and with education, and then with educational institution and with educators to contribute to ensure this outcome, learning to live together. So, and that's how it started in from 1998 onwards. I will share the history, how the living value education is formed, and then how this alive is developed like to promote living value educations in the world. Can I go to the next? Yeah. Here, just wanted to highlight the purpose of education. So, education is concerned with developing people using the system. So, we have a system here, and that system should support for the change that we expect in us. So, the change that we really expect by the end of this educational journey, we must have potential in us, and we must have resources in us to manage the emotions and manage the relationship. So that will help us, to achieve the goal and to achieve to overcome the challenges. So that is the real input that we can able to expect from this from the education, and to contribute that the living value education is introduced to contribute, to develop values, and then the values can enable us to develop that potential. But in the real world, and change is in the heart and minds of people is very much required. So this is expected from our education, like to be delivered at individual level, and later in the classroom, and in the society, and in the world. So this is what expected from the education, and to contribute that we have very less opportunities and resources to connect directly with education to form this potential. So the purpose of education, just imagine in the contemporary society, the main function of education is the flourishing of humanity, and including personal and social well-being and development of the whole person, as well as attainment and achievement. So in many cases, when we look at the social issues right now, and we have many indicators in front of us in terms of suicide rate, in terms of conflict, relationship issues, and then in terms of the excludeness, and then like lack of resilience, and issues connected with well-being, psychosocial problems. So many indicators tells us that we are lacking in the education process and delivery, like to achieve this humanity among us. But we have very rich elements in our society, which was introduced very ancient time, and we have a rich culture, and we have a rich religious background, and we are also high in the world in the global giving index. But even though that we have all these rich elements around us in our society, but we still have issues and negative indicators that we could not make use of this education in order to ensure the humanity in our society. So that's and this is the place where the living value education contribute us to develop these aspects. So I just wanted a brief before I tell about the framework and the approach of the living values education. So in 1996, 20 educators from various countries, they had a meeting. They met at UNICEF headquarters in New York, and by that time they had various challenges, and they have at the global level in the schools among the students, and they were requested to a program to contribute in the schools to develop a value atmosphere. So how which things in the learning process, which things in the education have helped students become more like resilience and more potential enough to overcome their challenges. So this invitation was they were invited in 1996, and the importance of nurturing environment and the value of education for all children was discussed, and the plan to create a comprehensive value education program for young people. So this was piloted in 240 locations and started from 1997 onwards. A continuous learning process was started, and they experimented at various places and across the world, like in Middle East and then in America and South America and British, then in Asian countries. It started and implemented these programs, and they have a positive outcome. Then later they came to an idea to form the institution to mainstream to this program in the world. So this was the starting, and this was the history of living value education in the past. So we have three core assumptions why living value education is needed, because as educators, as interested persons in living values education and value education, we believe that these universal values teach respect and dignity for each and every person. So this is what we really needed to overcome the challenges in the present world. So the learning to enjoy those values promotes well-being of individuals and at the larger society, because well-being is a key uh, outcome. I should say that it's an impact that we're expecting in the present world. So well-being in the individuals and then kind of a well-being in the society is something that we should achieve, and this directly contributing uh, to overcome the challenges and to achieve the goal. So this was the connector. This was the two keywords that we started today: achieving the goal and then overcome the challenges. And what we should have and what we should develop in us to develop. So the first assumption: living value education and the values, universal values, teach and develop and contribute towards ensuring this well-being. So that's number one. I mean, each student does care about the values and has the capacity to positively create and learn when provided with opportunity. So when we develop a kind of a with possible resources and give them the opportunities, then they themselves develop values. So they could not develop values because they are not connected. They are not introduced in the educational system. So when it is given, then they can able to develop their capacity, and that will create a positive impact in them. So that is the second assumption. And then students thrive in a value-based atmosphere in a positive, safe environment of mutual respect and care. So value-based atmosphere is all about uh, creating a friendly environment, an atmosphere, because now we are very energetic when we are in a pleasant environment. So we are suffering now in the climate because it is high in temperature, and then it is not pleasant for us, to be active and then energetic and supportive. So environment contributes a lot when it is in a positive form. So value-based atmosphere highlights the same, how best we can able to develop an atmosphere, a value-based atmosphere where individual can develop positive uh, changes, and then that deliver positive things, and that will contribute, to reduce this conflict or violence or like personal challenges and difficulties, and also where students are like regarded as capable of learning to make socially conscious and choices. So this is something that we assume creating value-based atmosphere can really contribute to deliver their expected potential. So the living values education has its meaning, like it's directly connecting, like nurturing hearts and educating mind. So it's not about sharing information, sharing data, and enabling, like, to develop their knowledge. So that is something that our education system do. But most specifically, nurturing hearts and then educating mind is something living value educators uh, want to contribute. And then we educators model values and create an atmosphere is which young people feel loved, valued, respected, understood, and safe. So immediate output in a learning environment in the education system, when LB is practiced, we could able to see this output. So they feel loved and they feel values and then feel respected, they feel understood and safe. When they have these qualities during their learning process in the educational institution, definitely a positive outcome are achieved. And these evidences are produced from various countries, because in Sri Lanka we don't get developed living value education program directly into the schools or in educational institutions in a long-term manner, so that we could not identify the evidences. But in other countries where they have started long time ago, and they have documented the witnesses, when this they also named, like, wherever it is practiced, it's called like value-based schools, and where when it is implemented, these qualities were identified. And these young people explore and develop values with facilitated LV activities and learn healthy social and emotional skills. So this is something that we really expected educators are encouraging to develop social and emotional skills, because social and emotional intelligence is something expected, to develop potential among the students. Then we support respect and dignity for each person. The curriculum is designed to work with diverse cultures and backgrounds. It is not like designed to connect with a particular culture or background. So understanding the general features and the uh, background of the various cultures, the LV program is designed. So this is the key understanding of living values education, how it is formed, and what are the immediate output it delivered. So small introduction about the organization. The Association for Living Values Education was formed in 2004 in Switzerland. and it oversees the development and advancement of the living value education in the world. And it's like groups together national bodies promoting the use of living values education approach, and is an independent organization that does not have any particular or exclusive religious, political, and national affiliations or interests. So living value education continue to be part of the global movement for a culture of peace, following the United Nations International Decade for a culture of peace and non-violence for the children of the world. And the Alive started to coordinate living value education program through the focal point in various countries. So they appointed focal point organizations called associates in more than 40 countries, and then they started to promote, introduce, and promote living value education in different countries, and that's how these initiatives being introduced. So that's how we also get connected with VOW Society to launch and introduce the program in Sri Lanka in 2023. So exploring and developing universal values for a better world. I just come back to that balloon and what we can able to fill in that balloon, to take us high in order to reach our goal. So we believe that whatever we have, like these certificates and qualifications, may able to help us, to go to that destinations. But we must ensure the potential in us, acceptance by the stakeholders or the people, to respect and to value us, to give that opportunity to go to the next level. So whether in a living conditions or whether in a career setting, so for living and career, this emotional, how we manage our emotions, how we manage our relationship, both matters. And to manage these both emotions and the relationship, these key values contributes a lot. And being aware, we know that value of respect, value of cooperation, value of simplicity, value of honesty, tolerance, love, unity, happiness, freedom, and peace. There are 12 key values. We know it is important, and when we have this in us, definitely we will be accepted, and then we will, it is easy to achieve the goal, and it is easy to uh, like to overcome the challenges. Be aware that. But the biggest question in front of us, how to develop these qualities and how to enable this. So that's where the living value education comes. The approach connecting, contributing to develop these values in a learning environment, in a learning center. So in any educational program, value education approach and the methodology contributes to develop regardless of the courses that we have or classes that we have. It's not all about the subjects that we teach, but it's all about developing an atmosphere, a value-based atmosphere in any setting that contribute to develop these qualities in a person. So starting from the early childhood development, like in the primary education and secondary education, we mainly target the school education. And by implementing these initiatives, interventions, it directly helps and support to develop these qualities among the students. And that deliver the outcome of peace, conflict-free society, and then more potential, to go like, developing resilience and then well-being. All these expected outcomes are possible by implementing this living value education in a systematic way in the education setting. So here the living value education theoretical model I just wanted to introduce because I was telling about the importance of living value in education and how it connected with the mainstream education and purpose of living value education and what it could deliver to a person and to a society and to the world. But here, the living value education theoretical model we must understand as a value practice in a here. So we have our positiveness and we have our negativeness in us. So when we develop more positiveness, okay, when we feel like loved, valued, respected, understood, and safe, when we develop these immediate qualities and then values, and there is a peace, caring, respect, positive relationships are possible. So this is what we witnessed, and this is what we measured while we are implementing living value educations in any educational setting. Then it's also directly connected with educators' personal values. So by developing this atmosphere, value-based atmosphere, and implementing initiatives to promote living values in any educational setting, these outcomes are delivered. And when they have these outcomes, with peace, caring, respect, and positive relationships and all, then the impact is high and it is positive. And in another way, when anyone like hurt or shamed or unsafe or any negative immediate experiences when they have, and they become more negative and that deliver the unexpected and bad outcome in the society. And the living value education is formed based on this theoretical model. So it focused on the positive side and to develop and have this value atmosphere in any settings. So how it is being developed, just look at the next slide. This it directly connecting to develop the value-based atmosphere. So this is the biggest part in any setting with living value education. We focus on developing the value-based atmosphere. So when we have this climate, value-based climate in a home or in an educational setting, in a society, we can assume many positive things, positive impact are possible. So this is the dream level of human, like developing a value-based atmosphere and that connecting with everyone, and how it can be developed, how a value-based atmosphere can be developed. So we create like value stimulus. So like it's simple like as like reflecting internally, imagining and reflecting activities. In any activities, in any educational activities, we can bring and reflect value-based elements and value-based activities. This is how these modules are formed for reflecting activities and then exploring values in the real world through any games or any curriculum. We can like include these values into any kind of a subjects, any kind of an activities, any kind of a game. We can directly connect these things and then receiving information through stories, reflecting pointers and the literature, because directly we also receive stories from the students and when they start to reflect and share their stories, it stimulates, and that's how uh, the experience of values are being shared and given. So it's being like developing discussion, sharing, like creative exploration and effective understanding is formed, and then this can enable like exploration of the ideas, like generate further discussion, self-reflection, small groups, and then mind mapping exercises are given. And this can lead for creative expression, skill development, and society, social and emotional learning. So this will make like personal, social, and emotional skills and interpersonal communication skills. So this potential is something expected, as I said at the beginning, the right to education, the Article 28 and 29. Purpose of education is directly connected to have these qualities in a student. When it is being developed among students and then later in the society, we definitely have the positive impact of many things that we really expect. So this is the living value education, how it is being delivered into the programs and activities, reaching out to the individual level. And now let us see this next slide. Purpose of living value education. To provide guidance, guiding principle and tools for development of the whole person, recognize that the individual is comprised of physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. So the living value education deliver when it is being implemented in a systematic way at an expected level, it deliver the outcome in the physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. So, and it is the direct purpose of living value education. And we have different aims, like connecting to this purpose. We have different aims at the personal level and at society level. Next slide. So yeah, we have different aims, like to help individuals think about and reflect on different values and the practical implications of expressing them in relation to themselves, others, the community, and the world at large. So it gives like more perspective, it develops perspective, think, connecting them to develop their personal abilities, and it also connecting to the world. So this is one of the. Then we have the aim that connecting to deepen knowledge, understanding, motivation, and responsibility with regard to making positive personal and social choice. So it also like giving and developing the knowledge base and in order to develop these positive personal and social choices. And to invite and inspire individual to explore, express, and experience the choose their own personal, social, moral, and spiritual values. It's more independent and experience oriented, like how an individual can identify their values and explore that and experience that in order to develop their moral and spiritual values, and aware of practical methods for developing and deepening them. So the activity is also connecting very practically using the day-to-day activities to develop these values, and it aims to connect with their day-to-day activities and giving them much exposure and experience to understand the values. And to encourage and support educators, it's all about educators and caregivers to look at education as providing students with a philosophy of living, thereby facilitating their overall growth, development, and choices, so that they may integrate themselves into the community with respect, confidence, and purpose. It's all about giving. Like in other aims, like we pointed out at the individual level, a receiver's point of view. Here, it's a giver's point of view. How an educator and the caregiver can like formulate and deliver their uh, inputs to the students to develop this living value. So here I just wanted to introduce, these are the books that we all can download, and we have manuals for the age, I think from 3 to 7 and then 8 to 14 and with young adults, and we also have a book uh, uh, for the facilitators. So here as university students, you can become a facilitator to facilitate a program in a school and a society. And then there's a living value education program, educators training guide. So, and this programs, these manuals already had a international recognition. And this was the updated versions are there. So you can download as activities, as books, or manuals, and you can able to use that. And we are here to facilitate kind of an educational program, learning sessions to the facilitators if anyone are interested. So these are the primary manuals that we have developed. The current updated and that will be activities. These books are the latest delivery. These are also available in the online that are shared. So there's a manual is available for the parents and educators as well. Okay, here we can go through these slides. We can just pass it. We have various experiences in different countries, how it contributed, and what is the output that we have reached by implementing living value education in the schools. So this is the indicators that we have in from Thailand, and then in other countries like in Australia, in Burma. So you can have it like in USA. So it's being implemented in various countries. I just wanted to share learnings, other learnings. So South Africa and quite and this is also introduced in like a place where we have more challenges for like certified school, rehabilitation centers, children homes, and war affected countries. So various experiences. Yeah, next slide. You can go to, can pass it. There are many facilitators who are connected and then implementing these programs at various settings. So that's wanted to and there are materials designed to use with children at risk. So in Vietnam, they have developed living value education into a digital education platform in LMS, and they reached more than 1.5 million children at the time to introduce living value education, and it started last year. And we have started our distance learning program for adults in online since 2017. So in Sri Lanka, we are hoping to launch this program by next month, in May. So we will introduce this, and if anyone interested, and you can also connect with share the information to other students in other universities as well. So we will launch the program very soon, and then they can have this 3 months program, and they will be awarded during the international conference. So this is one thing we are working on. We will introduce this. So the framework, the living value education, because everyone, we all aware that these values are important, and then it is supporting, to achieve the positive outcome in our life, and it also helps a lot, to manage the risk and challenges in our life, and these are the two main expectations in every one of us, like how we can able to achieve the goal easily, and then how we can overcome the challenges we have, and we believe by implementing living value education, we can able to develop values in persons, and that values is like a helium, and it will take us high, and it will help us to manage our emotions well, manage our relationship well. And managing the emotions, managing the relationship matters in career development. Uh, and for example, by having tolerance, developing that tolerance in us, we can be successful in any working setting, in any career path, and in the living also, in the personal life. And value of gratitude, how we can make us more thankful. So that can develop, that can introduce us to the world very positive. So, but it is not possible for some people. They we may have to give more like valuable thing to make a person thankful. But by implementing activities like we have a gratitude journal, it's an activity. I just wanted to end up this session with this activity. You can able to practice a simple activity. So like this, we have many activities we can introduce later. But this gratitude journal, like every day we frustrated, we are like not satisfied with what we have. We are not thankful. Like we have nothing to thank. We have these negative emotions. Why it is happening to me, and why no more any good things happening. No, but just allocate a time before you go to the sleep. Take 30 minutes. Just take a paper, make a list of things, what you can able to thank today. You have many, you can imagine, and you can think, what from the morning, first what things are like, something positive happened in your life, and then in the day, and then you can thank. So I can tell one thing, get up in the morning, you breathe, so you can thank, you receive oxygen. Maybe after 100 years, we may have to buy this oxygen. But now we have a good quality air, and then we are breathing. Yeah, we can thank to that. So likewise, you can thank so many things. You write down this, take 30 minutes, and practice this for 28 days. You will definitely become a person with gratitude. So you will be more thankful. You will start to thank and see everything positively, and you will be more thankful, to whatever happens positively in front of you. And then you will be understood, and you will be accepted by the society and by your friends differently. And that value will take you high. And that value will help you to achieve your goal easily. And then, that will make you to overcome the challenges easily. So this is one of the value that you can able to develop. A simple activity journal. So after 28 days, you have 28 pages. So that will make you simple. It's all about psychologically formed. And then likewise, there are many activities and just in the day for simple activity. There are many activities in the manual. It's very simple as we like now introducing to the early childhood kind of a Montessori child. It's very simple. And learn that and understand the framework, understand the approach. It's all about making us positive. These values will definitely help us to deliver positive outcome in us first at individual level. And when we develop this positive outcome in us, definitely it will make an impact in the society that we and later in the world. So this is what we believe in living value education. And thank you very much for introducing this to VOW Society here. And thank you very much to the VOW Society of Career Guidance Unit and University of Jaipur. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that insightful session. Dear participants, if you all have any questions, please raise them now.
Okay, time to say goodbye. Goodbye.
So now we have come
Yes,
to the end of this event. So I would like to call upon Kavindi Chattabili to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the VOW Society of the Career Guidance Unit, I would like to express our sincere gratitude for the success of the fourth pre-workshop on ICLVE 24 on the Living Values Education Approach for Positive Impact. Firstly, we extend our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Thirumayuran, Director Representative of ICLVE, for being our respected resource person. Your insights and expertise were invaluable, about which values should be practiced. I would like to express my gratitude to ICLVE International for always working with us together for a better future in promoting living values education. Special thanks to Professor Sudha Tamarasena, Director of the Career Guidance Unit, and Mrs. Shashika Niroshini for work with us. I'd like to thank all the participants and finally a round of applause for our dedicated project organizing team. Thank you once again to everyone who contributed to this successful event. We look forward to seeing you all at ICLVE 24. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavindi. This brings us to the end of the workshop, the fourth pre-workshop of ICLVE 24 on the Living Values Education Approach for Positive Impact. Thank you for joining and have a nice day.
Thank you.